Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session. What are the fastest growing cybersecurity skills in 2021? I am Seema Singh, and I will be your host for the day. Our speaker for the session today is Lisa Ventura, the CEO and founder of UK Cybersecurity Association. Please note, the session will be in the listen-only mode and will last for 40 minutes, out of which the last 10 minutes will be dedicated to the Q&A. Requesting all the participants to post your questions in the question chat box. Should you need any assistance during the session, please use the chat box. The criteria for the certificate of attendance. First, the participant should need to attend the complete webinar. 2, the participant should fill in the survey form in the attendee thank you email, which will be sent to your registered email ID, and answer the 3 questions based on the webinar provided by the speaker with the right answer within the same day. About our speaker, Lisa Ventura is an award-winning cybersecurity consultant and is the CEO and founder of the UK Cybersecurity Association, a membership association that is dedicated to individuals and companies who actively work in cybersecurity in the UK. She has over 10 years of experience in the cybersecurity industry and is passionate about raising awareness of being more cyber aware in business to help prevent cyber attacks and cyber fraud. She is a thought leader, an author, and a keynote speaker. Lisa is part of the advisory group for the newly created West Midlands Cyber Resilience Centre, sits in the board of Think Digital Partners, and is part of Cybersecurity Valley UK. She is also a strong advocate for women in cybersecurity, the cyber skills gap, and neurodiversity. In 2020, she was named Cisco Magazine's Infosec Superwoman of the Year. Without any further delay, I would now hand over the session to Lisa.
Thank you very much, Seema. It's very good to be here today. Seema, good afternoon, everyone, and it's a pleasure to be here today. I'm delighted to be able to talk to you all about the fastest growing cybersecurity skills in 2021, and look forward to going through these and the session with you today. So to kick off the discussion, cybersecurity is a massively booming industry. Worldwide security spending is expected to reach £174 billion in 2024, with a compound annual growth rate of 8.1% over the 2020 to 2024 forecast period. So it really is one of the biggest booming industries all over the world. And Mason predicts that mobile device security will be the fastest growing cybersecurity category of all, and that will attain a 17% CAGR growth between 2019 and 2025, reaching 13 billion. With as well the ongoing pandemic situation, there's never been a better time to consider a career in cybersecurity. And this is for a variety of reasons. Cybersecurity keeps on evolving, just as the rest of the tech world does, and that means that new roles will emerge, while old roles will gradually evolve to encompass new skills.
Lisa, your video is off. Can I just request you to switch your video on, please?
Oh, of course, I thought it was on. How about now?
No, it's switched off. I think we can't see you. So if you can check if your webcam is properly placed.
It's on. I can see me on the webcam. You guys can't.
No, we can't see you.
You can't see me at all. I can see it myself on it, but it says people can see me.
Okay, anyways, if let's not get into that now. You can continue, I think. We can't see you. It's just a black screen. It might be due to light or something.
I'm in a totally lit room and everything is all. Okay, apologies for the technical. I'm just trying to sort this webcam.
Okay, Lisa, we can proceed without the video.
Okay, bear with me a second. I'm just trying to sort this webcam out. Hold on.
Lisa, can you hear us? For all the attendees, we apologize for the inconvenience. We'll just get the technical issues sorted. Bear with us for next 2 minutes, please. Yes, we can see you now. Lisa, you can begin. We can see you. Can you hear us?
Yes, we can see you now, Lisa, and the presentation also.
Perfect.
We can hear you too.
Great. Sorry about the technical problems, everyone. I'll start again from the beginning. Okay, so I'm going to talk today about the fastest growing cybersecurity skills in 2021. As many of us know, cybersecurity is a booming industry, and worldwide security spending is expected to reach 174.7 billion in 2024, with a compound annual growth rate of 8.1%, and that's over the 2020 to 2024 forecast period. So Mason predicts that mobile device security will be the fastest growing cybersecurity category of all, with a 17% CAGR between 2019 and 2025, reaching 13 billion. Cybersecurity is booming mainly because of the pandemic, and there's never been a better time to consider a career in cybersecurity. And this is because the industry just keeps on evolving. And just as the rest of the tech world does, this means that new roles will emerge while old roles will gradually evolve to encompass new skills. And even now, there's an abundance of different roles to choose from. The talent gap within cybersecurity is quite large, so companies are offering competitive salaries today to try and entice prospective candidates to join them. And then one thing to note is that although salaries are good, they do vary depending on the position that you're applying for and the region in which you're applying. Another reason that cybersecurity is a boom industry is job satisfaction. This is really high among cybersecurity professionals, although with the onset of the pandemic, there has also been an increase in stress and burnout in InfoSec and cybersecurity. And around education and certification, contrary to popular belief, you don't actually need a degree to get started in the field. So the COVID-19 pandemic has really forced organisations and individuals to embrace new practices such as social distancing and remote working, and many governments are reconsidering ways to ensure that their countries are stable by developing and enforcing new economic plans as the pandemic situation continues. There's been a massive spike in phishing attacks, malware and ransomware attacks, and attackers are also using COVID-19 as bait to impersonate brands, thereby misleading employees and customers. And this will likely result in far more infected personal computers and phones. And not only are businesses being targeted, but end users as well who download COVID-19 related applications are also being tricked into downloading ransomware that's disguised as legitimate applications. So I'm going to focus on the top 3 growing skills in cybersecurity, but here are the top 10 fastest growing skills. And the top one, over a projected 5-year growth at 164%, is application development security. Cloud security comes in at 115%, and risk management at 60%. But there are also other skills as well within that top 10. So anything to do with threat intelligence, with incident response, with compliance and controls, data privacy and security, access management, security strategy and governance, and health information security are also very coveted skills within the cybersecurity industry. If I focus to start with on application development security, this is the fastest growing cybersecurity skill in 2021. And Atlas VPN predicts that demand for this experience will rise 164% in 5 years. Cybersecurity professionals with application development security, DevSecOps, container security, microservices security, and code review skills are predicted to see an average boost in their salary of around $12,000 starting next year, given the strong marketability of these skills. Unlike cloud security, market demand for application security professional skill sets far outpaces average cybersecurity jobs growth over the next 5 years. I'm going to drill down a little bit into the application development security skill set. So over the last year, there were a total of 29,635 openings, with an average salary premium of $12,266. And the key specialized occupations are as a software developer, cybersecurity engineer, systems engineer, DevOps engineer, or a network architect, with the fastest growing skills being around DevSecOps, container security, microservices security, and application security code review. Cloud computing is also another really fast growth area in terms of skills for cybersecurity, and security professionals that have cloud expertise are in very high demand. And the need for cybersecurity experts will increase 115% over the next 5 years. And this skill is very important for cloud architects, system engineers, developers, cybersecurity engineers, and security consultants. Demand for specific skills is outpacing the broader demand for cybersecurity skills in the labour market. And a report by Burning Glass predicts that the fastest growing skills over the next 5 years will be around Azure security, cloud security infrastructure, Google Cloud Security, public cloud security, and cloud security architecture. There were a total of 19,477 openings within cloud security over the last year, with an average salary premium of $15,025. And specialized occupations include cloud architect, systems engineer, software developer, cybersecurity engineer, and cybersecurity consultant. So these are really coveted skills within cybersecurity today. The third skill that's highly coveted in 2021 and beyond in cybersecurity is around risk management. This is yet another in-demand skill set, and demand is predicted to increase 60% in the next 5 years. And drilling down into this a little more, there were a total of 57,967 openings in the last year, with an average salary premium of $13,379. And within risk management, some key specialized occupations include cybersecurity engineer, cybersecurity analyst, cybersecurity manager, system engineer, and network architect. So how can you make a move into cybersecurity? There's a few key things that you can do. So identify your transferable skills. And it may be that you're in a completely different industry at the moment, or that you have skills that you can bring to the table for a role in one of the top coveted skills area within cybersecurity. I myself made the move from a very, very different industry. I was in the entertainment industry for quite a few years, and then made the move into cybersecurity in 2009, and did a lot in terms of cybersecurity awareness and training and education. So there may be a lot of skills that you can bring to the table. Certainly somebody that might be a content marketer, or somebody that has those marketing PR skills would be ideal for cybersecurity awareness training. And contrary to popular belief as well, You don't need to have a lot of skills that are technical in nature. There are a lot of soft skills that you can bring into the equation when you make a move into a career within cybersecurity. And as I mentioned earlier, you don't need a degree in cybersecurity to get started in the field. And although an increasing number of universities and colleges offer such degrees, many specialists are self-taught, and there's clearly more than one route to achieve the goal of making a move into a career in cyber. And if you're a student that's applying to universities, seek out a program that best fits your needs. And if you're considering a career switch, you may not have the time or the luxury to attend university, and you can get started by trying some online courses, for example, attending meetups, and following cybersecurity professionals on online media, and really networking and utilising LinkedIn, attending different cybersecurity conferences and events, albeit virtual at the moment because of the pandemic in a lot of cases, but really nurture those connections and those groups, and get to learn and find out more about what's going on in cybersecurity within your local area. You can also as well look to doing different certifications, which can be an important part of your education. And certified professionals will tend to rise through the ranks and have much better salaries. There are also multiple certificates available depending on the area that you want to specialise in, and you just need to choose the ones that's right for you. So do a lot of your own research and look into those qualifications that will best fit your needs. There's no better time like the present to join the growing ranks of cybersecurity experts and professionals. And there's certainly a lot of skills and so on that are very much needed out there with a growing cybersecurity skills gap. But the pandemic situation has led to there being a lot more scope for cybersecurity professionals to look at either upskilling or or if you're not in cybersecurity, to making that move into the industry. So I've put a few resources and a few reports into this presentation. So Forbes has got some good information about the fastest growing cybersecurity skills, as has Cyber Degrees from transitioning into IT, and Krebs on Security, and the Burning Glass report that I mentioned earlier that focuses on those growing cybersecurity skills and the ones that are best coveted in the post-pandemic world. So thank you very much indeed for listening. I'd be very happy to take some questions and Q&A this afternoon on this subject, and apologies again for the technical issues at the start of the presentation.
Thank you very much, Lisa, for such an insightful and informative session. Now, before we begin with the question and answers, at EC Council, encouraging women in cybersecurity to step up and come forward has always been a part of our mission. So to further our initiatives to spread awareness and help bridge the gender gap, we will be dedicating the month of March to celebrate the women leaders in this growing industry. Our hope is to have women leaders like Lisa help inspire other women to pursue a rewarding career in cybersecurity. I hope you all enjoyed this amazing presentation. Now, if you are interested to know more about our programs, kindly please take part in the poll that will be now shown on your screen. Lisa, we are getting some questions from the attendees. Yeah, there is one question. Is a certification mandatory to get job in this field?
I would say certification isn't a mandatory thing. I myself made the transition into the industry without any formal certification. and I did some of that afterwards. So I took some courses and so on in my spare time. But I transitioned into the field without taking any sort of formal qualifications at the time that I did so, which was around about 2009 to 2010.
Thank you, Lisa. We have another question. What is the path to go with risk management?
So with risk management, there's lots of different paths that you can take. But I think predominantly look to network, look to gain those skills, look at your skill set in terms of what you can have as transferable skills to bring to the table. And there's lots and lots of different groups out there for risk management and lots of other areas, lots of free courses and things you can do on LinkedIn and so on. So really, it's all about networking and making those contacts and looking at what areas you can move into.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Another question is, can you tell us which one will be lead in future? I thought clouding would be the lead.
Sorry,
that's the question.
Can you repeat the question? Sorry, sound was a bit.
Yeah, the question from one of the attendees, he's asking, can you tell us which one will be the lead in future? I thought clouding would be the lead.
I think cloud will certainly grow and develop with the onset of the pandemic and everything else that's been going on in the world. Certainly a lot of organizations are looking to move to the cloud and make use of that with the move to home working. And of course, throughout the pandemic, we've seen that big move to working from home as well. So organizations are utilizing the cloud a lot more. But equally, there's still been a huge reliance as well on applications and so on. So I think I'm surprised application security was one of the top fastest skills. I think cloud may well overtake it as the pandemic goes on, or at least they'll walk together hand in hand as the two fastest growing skills. But I would certainly say that anything to do with application security and the cloud are two areas that certainly cybersecurity professionals are needed in at the moment, and certainly two field areas that anybody that's looking to transfer into cybersecurity should seriously consider.
Thank you so much, Lisa. We're getting quite a lot of questions. The next question is, I am a system and network engineer with a high specialization in networking with a CCNA. How is it for me to join a career in cybersecurity?
Certainly with networking and so on, there's a lot of skills there that can be brought to the table. And certainly, in my experience, that's something that is still coveted. Even with the reduction of real estate, there still needs to be that joined up approach. So again, I would look and network and find out as much as you can about opportunities in your local, regional, or area, and certainly those transferable skills will stand you in very good stead to move into a career in cybersecurity.
Thank you so much, Lisa. The next question is, could you please help us to understand how to start career in cybersecurity? Currently, I'm working as SAP basis consultant.
So can you repeat the question again?
Do you want me to repeat?
But please repeat the question, thank you.
Yeah. The question is, could you please help us to understand how to start career in cybersecurity? Currently, I'm working as a SAP basis consultant.
Okay. The general advice is what I've been saying so far about this presentation is to network, look at the skills that you have and how they can transfer into a career within cybersecurity. Look at the different openings that are around your locality and your area. and look at ways that you can develop those networks and those key things to help you make that transition.
Okay, thank you so much, Lisa. The next question is, do tech companies need blue and yellow team more than red team?
I would say all are equally as important, especially with how quickly the cyber threat is growing today. So any of those areas and those skills are absolutely critical. Cyber attacks are still happening on a daily basis. Data breaches are still happening all the time. And to keep sort of one step ahead of the hackers is absolutely impossible. So having skills in those key areas is absolutely critical.
Thank you, Lisa. The next question is, what are the benefits of having a penetration testing skill?
Penetration testing skills are still absolutely vital today, and they're still also in very high demand. Every organization has to have a yearly penetration test. So again, having those skills, and if you're thinking of training to be a penetration tester, they're still very much in demand today, and certainly an area that I would consider going down.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Lisa. The next question is, how can someone who already has a MS Information Security transit into cybersecurity, cloud security? So what other courses would you advise to start? I mean, are these enough to have a cybersecurity skill, or do they have to upskill themselves further?
I think that you can certainly utilize those skills into a career in cybersecurity, and anything around IT makes the transition into cybersecurity a next step in terms of moving into the industry. In terms of courses, again, look around and see what's available in your area and things that fit your skill set and what you want to move into and do next. But certainly anything around IT and transitioning into cyber is a perfect next step.
Thank you so much, Lisa. The next question is, without any prior knowledge in major computer courses like programming, is it possible for me to switch to cybersecurity?
Certainly, I didn't have a background in programming when I made the move into the industry, and I made the move into doing cybersecurity awareness training. So I do a lot in terms of training employees within businesses to be a lot more cyber aware and to spot things like phishing emails and malware and ransomware attempts and so on before they happen. So certainly for me, that was the transition that I made. And I didn't need to have any prior technical experience before I did that.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Another question is, what are some career prospects for skills such as application security and blockchain security?
Certainly within application security, there's a huge amount of different job openings, and with the cyber skills gap being so prevalent, we're always looking to fill those jobs as soon as they become available. So certainly making that transition is an easy thing to do, to try and do if you've got the skills or you've got some transferable skills within that area, and the same with blockchain as well.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Another question is, I believe the student, he asks, he has completed his BS honors in information technology and has done some certification courses. So he wants to know what is the difference between cybersecurity and cyberspace security.
And so the difference between cybersecurity and
cyberspace security.
There isn't really much of a key difference, but I'd say that cybersecurity is all about stopping things before they happen. So stopping the hackers from, which isn't always going to be possible, but being able to just stop things before they happen. And I think as well, using those skills that you have to transition into cyber and cyberspace, it's it's certainly going to be in demand as time goes on, and particularly through the pandemic.
Thank you so much, Lisa. The next question is, how can I prepare myself for cybersecurity GRS position? Currently, I'm a SOC. Currently, I'm working in SOC.
Sorry, can you repeat the question again? There's some background noise.
How can I prepare myself for cybersecurity position? Currently, I'm working in SOC, security operations.
Yes, yeah. If you're doing that already, you'll have a lot of transferable skills that you can then transition across to cybersecurity. It depends very much on the area that you want to go into. But looking at the top skills with application security, cloud and risk management being the top three, anything within those three fields are a really good paths to look at considering transitioning into.
Thank you, Lisa. Another question we have is, with a degree in BSc in mathematics and computer science, can I go for certifications?
I think you could certainly look at considering that if you wanted to do so. With what you've got degree-wise, that's a really good stepping path into the industry. To again have a look at what's around your local area, what's around in terms of what area you want to transition to, because much will depend on which particular area of cybersecurity that you'd like to try and get into.
Thank you so much, Lisa. We have another question. This is a very interesting question. If industry demand for cybersecurity skill, is the education for certification ready and can accommodate the demand?
I think it's getting there, and certainly over here in the UK, we're doing a lot of work to standardise skills, certifications, and so on. So we've just had the launch of the UK Cybersecurity Council that's going to be specifically working around standardising skills and certifications and training, and also provide some professional standards within the industry. And it's something that's very much welcomed and needed. And depending on how that goes over here, which I think is certainly a good thing, I see that being rolled out very much so in other countries, while cybersecurity skills are more formalised and qualifications are more formalised, and also education around with employers of what's realistic as well in terms of the skills and the roles that they have available.
Thank you so much, Lisa. The next question is, do cybersecurity degree and penetration testing skill go hand in hand? Or do we need to have both the skills, or do we need to have just one skill to enhance your career in cybersecurity?
Not necessarily. I have a wide variety of skills when I transition into the industry, which I look to build on. And I think you've got a good mix there that would make the transition into cybersecurity a lot easier to maintain. So I certainly think that again, leveraging on your networks and looking at what's out there and so on would stand you in very good stead when considering making the move into the industry.
Thank you, Lisa. Another question we have is, can you give me a brief difference between DevSecOps and cybersecurity?
With DevSecOps, it's very much around that development and coding and so on, and that's slightly different to the security side, where you're looking at on a daily basis. So I think there's still scope for DevSecOps skills, and certainly they appear quite highly on the list of the top 10 skills that are needed in the cybersecurity industry today.
Thank you, Lisa. Another question is, I come from a non-IT background and looking forward to have a career in cybersecurity. So do I need to have a basic technical skills to start my career in cybersecurity?
Certainly, depending on the area that you want to move into, there are some areas that don't necessarily need to have technical skills to enter the industry. Take the cybersecurity awareness training side, for example. That's built very much on education and being able to show things through things like phishing email simulations, ransomware, malware, etc. So having a really, really good understanding of all the different threats and the threat landscape, and good writing and education skills would stand you in good stead for something like that. So it does very much depend on what area of the industry you're looking at making the move into.
Thank you, Lisa. We're getting many more questions. I'm just looking out for them. Okay, we have a question from one of the students.
Mm-hmm.
He says he has completed his degree and would like to pursue a career in cybersecurity and penetration testing. Which one should he start with first?
I'd say either of them are good ways into the industry. As I said earlier, penetration testing skills are still in very high demand. And certainly over here in the UK, some of the larger organisations are recruiting vast amounts of penetration testers even today. So I'd say a good focus would be on that. But don't ignore the other side as well, because all cybersecurity skills are in very high demand at the moment.
Thank you so much, Lisa. I think we have taken almost all the questions, and we have almost come to the end of the session. Okay, thank you again, Lisa, for answering the questions and also for great presentation. It was a pleasure to have you with us. And also thank you to the attendees who have taken part in the poll and attended the whole webinar. So this concludes the session. Thank you all for attending. We hope you have learned and enjoyed this presentation. And we end the session now. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, and apologies again for the technical problems at the start.
Not a problem, not a problem. We can understand. Thank you so much.